there was definitely a time in America when a moral choice would have been the louder voice. Today, we're not allowed to do that. I don't know. One of the people that called me said, I love the library, I have always sent my kids to story time at the library, and now I can't trust what they're gonna be read to at the library, because I walk in there and I see these things on, I haven't been in, but I see these suggestions for summer reading in there. And how can I know that that's not what's being read to my kids?
Has the congressman?
Pardon me?
Has the congressman approached them?
Congressman has not, they called me to approach them, see?
Yeah, they want us to get the lawsuit.
Yeah, yes,
To clarify, is Congressman Jim Baird asking you to ban books?
is he what?
Asking you to ban books?
No,
What's he asking then? What's he?
well, it was his chief of staff called me, it wasn't Jim himself, it was his office, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And, I've only had a couple calls.
Mm-hmm.
They said they had many calls to the congressional office. I don't know what many is, but they wanted me to look into it, is what they said. So, and I haven't had time to go down there and talk to them about it, but because of this coming up, this library appointment, I had thought about going out and talking to Kathy about it, having known her for 40 years, but, she's not gonna be on there anymore, so.
And to clarify,
Yes,
when I was on the school board, my fight was not to ban the books.
Uh-huh.
My fight was that they not be required.
that's a big difference.
I think,
Yes, it was.
I think maybe they need to make a rule in there that if they're gonna, the parent needs to know what books are gonna be read to their children in story time. That way, if the parent don't want that book read to them, they can leave them at home.
That would be a reasonable suggestion.
Well, I'm not in
okay.
favor of that stuff, what, you know, the drag queen strips, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm old school,
Yeah,
but it's the way the world's going, I hate to say it.
In the school system.
huh?
They have it in the school system.
Okay, well, my purpose in bringing that up when we're discussing the appointment here is to get your opinions, and I publicly can't ask their opinions outside of this meeting, so I wanted that.
It's fine.
Huh?
That's fine.
Okay. It is not a attempt by the commissioners to run the library. Just wanted that done. I have one thing to bring up. Is there anything else for anybody else to bring up? Yes.
So just a couple quick, just information for you guys. Just to let you know, we have taken possession of Mike's old EMA vehicle. It's up getting lettering changed on it now, so as soon as we get it back, we'll bring that white car over to the lot and I'll get it back.
So we'll have it. Okay. What is it?
It's Impala, I don't remember what year it is,
Is that the old,
the white one, it's one that I got together, so,
uh,
It's probably 18 or
is it better than the pool car?
probably not.
Okay.
Okay.
We didn't have anybody asking about the pool car, I know I'm interrupting, I'm sorry. But about the pool car for a very long time. Well, last week I had 2 people asking for it.
Really?
And, one was the county clerk, and I told her that, and I said, I don't feel comfortable about giving you keys, because, you know, it's sat in a lot for at least 6 months.
Yeah.
I was worried about her driving back and forth, but I said, you're more than welcome to take it, but anyway, so she didn't take it, and I told her I'd back her on that. Well, then Cameron came and wanted to use it, so he took it home, he's going to charge the battery, he's gonna do all kinds of stuff and check it out, cause he has a conference to go to in a couple of weeks. So I didn't know whether, he does, but he likes that one better, I don't,
I think his went to the shop,
Oh,
there's something
I
like this.
believe.
His in the shop.
So that's why he's one.
I think he's getting some work done too.
I just thought I'd throw
Say,
that out,
what's
like,
parked
on
there
a
this morning?
pool car, what kind of,
Across from the.
if we're gonna get another one, or are we gonna sell that one?
Pool car was a Pat Clausen's idea, and it seemed like a great idea
It
at the
was at the
time,
time, but,
but
you
it
know,
just didn't ever.
it's just maintenance on it, and then if no one uses it for a while,
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can make an order that the auger takes and drives around town for a while, once a week.
Steve, you got a lot of good ideas.
You got anything
Yeah,
else?
the only other thing I just gonna update you on, since this really is the first year it's been ongoing, is, and Lauren knows about it, the Trex program for, getting payment for our ambulance bills for people that are delinquent and haven't paid. That's going really well. It's a really big hassle for me, but we brought in, I don't quote numbers, I don't have it in front of me, but around $11,000 or $12,000 extra this year, because of that Trex program, so it's been a very beneficial program to be involved in.
and it's gonna cost the county, this time.
Well, good, good. Anyway, it's good to hear things working. I have something to bring up here. I'm back on, and I brought this up at the previous meeting, and you see my copious notes on the back of an envelope here. County Road 1152 West is the one that, was, okay, there's a subdivision that was built out there in 1962. I have had several talks with Keith about this.
Keep telling him he can't.
Can't, doggone it, why do I always say that?
I'll answer to both.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For correcting me, I don't wanna say it wrong.
I kept saying, who's Keith? We get a new guy, don't know him.
Keith, the custodian.
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize. Okay, so apparently the road was put in 1962. Since that time, there have been a number of houses built out there. There's a house that was built in 1973, ran the driveway to this road, okay? Now, the homeowners association that this road runs back to says, oh no, they can't use our driveway. So the guy's got I'm guessing at this, 1,400 square foot lakefront home that he can't access the driveway that has been used since 1973. Now, his only choice on that would be to build an over 800-foot driveway exactly parallel to the road that already goes out. There are 7 lots and 6 homeowners, 6 property owners. I don't know every lot as a home. 6 property owners that are in the same situation, that are endangered of not being able to get in and out of their property. I would like to take, okay, and this subdivision had 4 roads that was originally laid out. 3 of the roads were named, this road was never named. Now, I'm told that when subdivisions are formed, they're always supposed to name the roads. This one was put on the county road grid number. Apparently with the opinion that it should become a county road at some time.
But it is.
Huh?
But it is not. You just gotta look
Well,
at it.
is it or not? That's the big question. See, it is shown on some maps as a county road, it is shown on other ones as not a county road.
They were in here not too long ago too, weren't they?
Well, this has been an ongoing problem, because the guy who got a driveway that they put just an electric fence wire across, but then they planted a whole bunch of plants right across his driveway, dug up his driveway, and planted plants in there, so he can't drive in and out of his driveway. they, people can't get along. Okay. The homeowners association claim they own the home. The homeowners association amounts to really three people, are the ones running this thing. But they have never paid taxes on this property. Since 1962, no taxes have been paid on this 3/4 of an acre right away.
Space,
So, huh?
on that space where the driveway is.
They own the road, not the home. You said home, so,
The homes have paid their property taxes.
yeah. The homeowners association owns the road that
They
you're
claim
talking
they
about.
own the road, like,
Okay.
And they
Right,
have,
okay.
and they have a deed,
from then,
and it says it is to, on the deed, it says it's to be submitted for taxation. They never did. So 1962 on, no taxes paid on it.
Assessor's office, though, if you put it on.
well,
Right, but my position is we should take this 3/4 of a mile section of road and make it a county road.
Oh, okay.
I thought we told him this was all civil issue when he was in here.
That's what Ted said, but it's still going on. And the guy still can't drive out of his driveway.
Is the road bed to county standard?
Pretty well. It has ditches, okay,
They've paid it.
Huh?
They've paved it.
they have paved it, and I am told by some of our former highway employees that we have chip sealed it back there. The county did. Now, Bob says he doesn't think we did. But they also say we have plowed it in different years, and I know we haven't plowed it in recent years since Bob's been there. So it's all a muddle, just because people can't get along. But I'm concerned about the 7 properties that will not have a legal way out. The other 6 don't even have a way to go out on their, I mean, this one that's doing the complaining, he could build an 800-foot lane. The other 6 can't. They don't have any other way out, except this section of road, this 3/4. Is it possible for us to take that over? I don't care who owns the road underneath, the road in front of my house, the county doesn't own it.
It's not legal to landlock.
Yeah.
You cannot landlock.
We have landlocked properties everywhere all over the county though. I mean, I've always heard that, but you know, when they came through and built the highway,
Yeah, there's a lot of it was
Well,
landlocked.
Wedges and
I
pieces.
understand, I understand
Yeah.
that, but
That's
then
the state though, that state, they can do
Yeah,
that.
the king can do what they want, yeah.
you cannot, when you sell a property.
Can we, then the county take that road over, since it's never had property tax paid on it?
Or we consider them a bill,
There are a number of ways that it could happen, yes.
Okay?
And I can't give you an answer. It's gotta be researched, titled, and everything. I mean, the shortcut that came to my mind was get a quick claim deed to that from anybody that
1152,
potentially,
okay.
uh,
Paradise
owns
Road,
it.
okay. Thank you.
The county owns it right away.
Why do we have to own it?
Huh?
Well, you can get a quick claim deed to the right of way.
Of course there are.
I don't think anybody though gave a quick claim deed to the right of way in front of my house.
No, those were created. That's why I have to know what is of record in the creation of this subdivision, to really answer your question.
I'm having the deed sent to me, so I'll get the deed and be able to go through that. But typically, as a subdivision is developed, they will dedicate either dedicate the road as right of way, or it'll be a private road.
Right.
but even though it's a private road, you gotta have public access for fire and stuff like that, so. I mean,
No, not on this one. They got a big sign that says no trespassing. You can't come down our road.
Right. There's two,
That don't make sense.
There's two aspects, I mean, there's the ownership of the right of way and the obligation to maintain are two separate things. They could I mean, now that you've got an area plan, they dedicate, and then there's, acceptance for maintenance by the county, and there's a bond and a 2-year maintenance agreement by the developer. Well, that didn't happen back then, and that wasn't in place, so you're back to, who owns it, and what's the easiest way to get control of that by the county. A quitclaim deed can deed just right of way, it doesn't have to be the fee simple interest in land
I
underneath.
think we did that with EDC when they fixed the road in front of Indiana Packers. When they widened it, and I think that was a quick thing, you've done that way. It's
So,
still hard, but
to get to the point where you're able to do that, you gotta know a lot of things. I wanna know what the original, how it was originally came to be. You know, if there's an association, is it incorporated? Probably isn't.
I don't think so.
And is it even organized? Was it organized properly? You know, you never know. So the easiest, the thing that cleans things up is quitclaim deed for anybody that's potentially got right or interest in the access to it, not the people that are wanting access, not the seller, but the people that claim ownership of it. If they're willing to quitclaim the right and use of that, and the county accept it for maintenance, you got a deal, you know, and you can take it.
They're not gonna do that.
They're not gonna do that, then you've got eminent domain,
Got what?
eminent domain, oh, condemnation.
Now,
Especially if you're gonna pay taxes on it.
Well, there may be some leverage here.
Yeah.
send them a tax bill, it's 19 something.
Wait till they go back so many years,
I think, go back 3 years.
so, maybe it's emitted property, probably, that's something.
Sounds like you got a lot of research to do, Jed.
Oh,
well, Butler, Fairman, Seifert Engineering. Nope, that's the, what the inches do, right there, yeah. They give me all sorts of reasons here why that we should take it over as far as,
Why you should.
why we should.
How did they get
what was that for?
Huh?
What was that report, the purpose of that report?
The purpose of the report was to ease us on being able to take the road, be able to use the road. So they have provided me with an Indiana Department of Transportation Office of Asset Management and Road Inventory. I'm sure you're familiar with that, which would allow us to be paid for the use of or maintenance
Oh, sure.
on the road. And they also have here a, legal description of the road,
Oh, good.
meets, bounds, all that stuff,
Great.
It contains 0.795 acres, so it's 3/4 of an acre.
Did they have title work done that they know the county has a right of way to that or not?
Does Butler, Fairman, Seifert say we have right of way? Well, if they say that,
I mean, if they're allowing you to put it on, they think you can put it on the inventory, they must have done something.
they think we can, that's their point, is
Okay.
that they,
Okay.
and,
Well, that's another bit of information, evidence that we need.
okay. So you, I wish everybody could see this out here, but you gentlemen see that this is the roadway coming out. Actually, this is our road, 950 up here. That's absolutely our road. What's in question is just from our road, 950, going south to Paradise Road. Yeah,
So the three on the top's the one that says it's their road?
no, they're down in here on the
Oh,
bottom.
three on the bottom?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, access is the bottom left.
There's three different roads there, Steve, and they're all claimed to be private.
Okay. I would say, how can one be that way and not the
Yeah,
other?
if Paradise Road and Paradise Beach Road were public, they would have to have access through a public road.
There's Paradise Beach Road, you said?
Yeah, it's to the,
There is a third named road on
As
the
you're looking at that map,
lot,
it's
but
to
it was
the-
never built.
right, and it goes straight up, yeah.
So how's Paradise Road people getting ready, how are they allowed to access the other road in one person? It seems like discrimination.
Apparently, those three roads were the original subdivision, and they were all private. And I don't think the one person on the left of County Road 1152, that property is not part of the subdivision.
Not part of the subdivision, neither are they seven, or be six more properties are part of the subdivision, but they all, and they were built in the seventies also, these houses, and have always used this road. But now, they're not part of the subdivision, so, but they haven't had fence stretched across their driveway yet. It's only one that has.
Well, this is, part of this is private, part of it is public, in terms of, a civil matter. I mean, if they wish to establish a way of necessity to get out, that's a civil matter. That's not, the county has no dog in that fight. If they want to establish, adverse possession, county also has no standing in that. But as far as acquiring it, if there's a way to acquire it, then that would be a county, proper county, function.
All that I'm asking for is the unnamed road, which is designated here as 1152, but on some maps is 1150, I mean, it's muddled everywhere. That one straight section there become, which is 3/4 of a mile, become,
This is what Butterfirm and Cypher have described, okay?
most of these people are already part of the association, those people on down on this side that aren't associated. Apparently they have a right to an alley that would go out, but that'd be the only way they could get out. Yes, and have since the seventies. No, well, I wouldn't finish it, no. What does prescriptive easement mean?
Right of necessity.
Right of necessity?
You can't do land lots, so you have and depends on how the property was acquired and transferred. The grantor can't cut somebody out. I mean, if you, prescriptive can arise both by way of necessity, you have to get out,
Or by
or
use.
by adverse possession. And those rules have changed a little bit. It used to be you had to pay taxes on it to be able to claim adverse possession, and I think that's been relaxed by the courts, I believe, so. But those are both civil remedies and not something that, governmentally can utilize.
Is there anything, I don't want to belabor this anymore, we got a meeting coming, but is there anything in the law that says if you use this driveway or route for so many years? and
That's what adverse possession is, open, notorious, continuous, for a period of 20 years, and it used to have the requirement that you pay taxes on it, or, and I think maybe it's been relaxed, maybe if there's been no taxes on it, I think that takes care of one of those requirements. But that's something the property owners, you could go to court and use to get the right out of there. That doesn't get it maintained, but that gives them access, that they would be like any other owner of a private road in the county. They're on their own to maintain it. I mean, if it's up to standard, they could ask the county to maintain it, they could, some way grant that to the county, and that's where the quick claim deeds would come in.
Well, it would benefit everybody down there, because we plow it, we maintain it, you know, the whole bit, but, yes.
Do you think that maybe this is happening because those three properties are not part of the association and are not willing to pay the association fees, and so
No, they want to.
therefore.
They've asked to be included in
But
this.
for some reason, they're not, and it does sound like a civil suit, like a civil matter that they need to work out, and that if the county gets involved, then that's gonna open up to other similar people, cause there's a lot of subdivisions like this that are private roads, so if we get involved in this one, then we'll expect to be drug into
Could
other
be,
ones.
around the lake up there, there's a lot of those little windy roads that,
Right, so I mean, what are you opening yourself up to? If you say, okay, fine, we'll take ownership of Open 52.
you know, I can see that point, other than I still feel a responsibility to serve those 7 property owners back there. Okay, so I'll turn everything I have here over to you, Ted. Is there anything else to come before the board? Yes?
I've just got one question for you.
Yeah.
In the past, you guys have talked about the utilities out for the new jail site and looking to try and get assistance from the other group on paying for it.
Yes.
Has anything ever happened with that?
Well, we have, talked with them about it. I have got that sounds reasonable answer, but I don't think they have done any vote on it, and I don't think they have done that because we're still in such limbo over the jail, you know, that, when we started the process all over again, so I think that'll come along, and I think it's the correct thing to do, is that they should.
Well, see, part of why I'm questioning this is that would affect the jail cost,
Well, it would.
and before anything gets done, that really needs to be answered, doesn't it?
will be.
Because if not, there was, what was it? I forget how much you were looking at the cost to extend the utilities out there.
It was a lot,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
A little over $1 million, so,
I was thinking 750,000, but
right there.
I could be wrong.
But we're still waiting on the financial report before we can hire even a construction manager to start any of this, right?
Correct.
And
So those are the pieces gotta come back together again to do this. I don't know, Jake, can you give us any enlightenment on that?
No, I think that, I can't speak for the commission, but certainly enhancing utilities out there for industrial capacities, our organization's gonna get behind. So I think that, as Commissioner Brown said, as it becomes together and we have those conversations, or you guys have those conversations, that's something that we'll definitely want to support.
That is not off the table.
I have a question. Last Wednesday afternoon, I was working late and I had an Indianapolis, news reporter get in building and come up to my office, and the sheriff, Tobe had talked to him too, and he sent me him over here to get a map of the jail, not a map, but a design. It has been redone several times, right?
Yeah,
I do not have a new one,
no,
right? Okay, that's what I told him, and I was gonna call him back today and just confirm that. So I don't have anything to hand out to these people. So I just wanted to clarify that I don't,
no, we have what we have, but,
Okay,
again, that's all in limbo right now. We've gotta work out the finances and figure out where we can go. Okay,
which was supposed to be done at the last council meeting, so we're still waiting on that.
okay. Entertain a motion.
motion to adjourn?
All in favor, say aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you to all of you. And it's now time for a drainage board meeting.
Patrick, right?
Yeah. We gotta go on that side, we gotta go over there.
Oh, yeah.